will say this, I don't like the main character's adopted parents. They typically know who his bio father is, knows he's an abuser, an alcoholic, a gambler, but no, they're going to send him back. He also never knew who his father was his entire life. He was raised by his adopted parents. He believes his adopted parents are his parents. And they sent him back because they can't handle him anymore, because he used to get into fights. They're like, we can't handle you anymore, so we're going to send you back to a person you never knew existed, and that we know has a horrible bio history. But no, we're going to send you to him because we don't want you anymore and we can't send you anywhere else. Disgusted me. Okay, seriously, you're going to send a child back to the hands of a literal physically abusive person? Seriously, what is wrong with these people? Like, are they hoping that he will get killed? Are they hoping that he'll get physically beaten by this man? Because that's what's going to happen to the main character. He was literally told on day one that if he crosses a line with this man, he will beat the main character. Like, I want to slap his adopted parents. Now, you could try saying, oh, his adopted mom isn't so bad. She sent him with money. She sent him with all his stuff. She sent him more stuff later. She's not that bad. Is she, though? She knows who his father, a bio father, is, but she still sent him there. She also blamed him for the fact her husband ended up hospitalized because he was sick. He was sick. Nothing the main character did was the cause of it, but yet she blames the main character for it. Like, I'm sorry. No. We also know he has an adopted brother, but the main character outright states him and his adopted brother, who he believed his entire life was his bio brother, his younger bio brother, did not have a good relationship. The main character always felt like he had to tiptoe around his brother and his adopted parents. Like, he always felt like he had to tiptoe around them. And the day they decided to send him back to his bio father is the day he finds out, oh, yeah, you were adopted. That's probably why he always felt like he had to tiptoe around his little adopted family. So the main character, how he gets introduced to the male lead is through the male lead's sister. He catches her being bullied by a bunch of girls and saves her from her bullies. And he's like, I need to get in contact with your brother. So he tries repeatedly getting on contact with the male lead, but he keeps ignoring the main character's calls. And the main character's like, yeah, no. Takes a photo of the little girl, sends it, and goes, yeah, this is what happens. This is why I have her. And the male lead goes, oh, I'll be there. Yes. It was a whole save the little cutie pie because she is a cutie pie. Look at her. I also don't like the main character's bio dad. Like I said, the first time he meets the man, he literally threatens the main character physically. Like, he will physically harm the main character because, again, he doesn't like the main character's attitude. And if the main character had that attitude with him throughout the years, he would have laid hands on the main character. And like the main character states, this man was all over wanting to take him back when they were going through the process of like getting him disowned by his adopted parents. But now his bio dad doesn't want anything to do with him. Like, the man is never around. He's always gambling or drinking. And the house is like literally filthy. It is disgusting. Like, there are cockroaches, mouses. Like, the house is a pigsty. And I wonder why the main character doesn't try attempting to clean it himself, though. But honestly, at the same time, I do not blame the baby not wanting to clean up a mess of a grown adult man and clean a house that wasn't his home for years. But at the same time, I'd be too terrified to walk anywhere without having to clean it up, because that's me. That is literally me. I'd be too terrified to take a step without having to clean it. So the main character, he has an ex-girlfriend, and this girlfriend had repeatedly tried and get in contact with him when he left and told him if he doesn't answer her, she would break up with him. And he's like, that's perfectly fine. So they're already broken up by the get-go of the story. Another person the main character has contact with outside of his ex-girlfriend, it is his best friend. And this best friend even goes as far as visiting the main character in his new town, and they hang out. And we find out that the main character's probably gay. He could be bi, but he's gay and probably used his girlfriend as a beard. And his bestie's like, it's probably better to be with a girl because of society, so he probably is bi. I'm not very sure. He could be gay and use girls as a beard, or is bi. I'm not sure which one it is. But like these two are a little bit flirting, like full on flirting, and I kind of was shipping it. I was like, you know what, him and his bestie, I kind of like it. I like it. Because the main character wasn't used to the environment, he got really sick and had fallen sick in front of the Mel-Lead store because, you know, he went in there to get medicine and then collapsed in front of it. So the Mel-Lead has to take him in and took care of him. It wasn't very long, but it was a sweet moment. And then later, when the main character went to go get something to eat, he runs into the Mel-Lead and his sister. Also, the Mel-Lead takes so well with care of his sister too, because like the little hat she's wearing right now was made by the Mel-Lead. Like, dude is a well-prepared future dad. He is totally gonna be a future girl dad. There's rumors that the Mel-Lead killed his dad, and specifically because of his sister, because again, this man was beating on his own daughter, and the Mel-Lead probably killed him to protect his sister, which is totally understandable. But the main character's bio's dad's like, you need to stay away from him because he killed his dad. I'm like, he killed his dad for a good reason. He laid hands on his sister. Like, that needs to be stopped. A man needs to be killed for laying hands on his little girl. The Mel-Lead did a justice. And the man died by being drowned. But I think from the way the sister acts with water and to the point he has to be with his sister when his sister's around water, the man probably attempted to drown his daughter, got caught, and then was, you know, killed by the Mel-Lead to protect his sister. And probably not on purpose, probably accidentally. And even if the Mel-Lead did it on purpose, Mel-Lead had all rights to kill his father for what he was trying to do to his sister. So yeah. The main character we know is very much smart and intelligent. I mean, his bestie even calls him, like texts him while he's in class to get answers from another school. Full on, this is how intelligent the main character is, and he sits there and answers it while taking care of his own schoolwork. But the main character is very disappointed with his new school because, again, all the students are practically delinquents. They don't pay attention to class, they misbehave in class, and the teachers can't barely do anything. So the teachers are kind of excited to have a student like the main character, even though the main character likes to pick fights. They're like, at least he tries. At least he was a top student at his old school, but at least he tries. Like, they're probably happy to have a student that actually tries. So the main character, he gets into a little fight with the top delinquent at their school, and the dude's like, you want to fight? You want to fight me? Let's do this after school. So they get into they were going to fight after school. And the dude had dragged the main character to a whole different location. The main character's like, okay, are we going to fight or not? And the dude's like, wait. But they end up running into what is named Monkey, and he's like part of a gang, and they come from another school. And this dude is actually terrified of Monkey. And he's like, you know what? Let's run for it. But the main character had already physically got violent with the dude. And so when they're running for it, the dude calls the Mel-Lead because he's the top delinquent's kind of friends with the Mel-Lead. So the Mel-Lead comes to the rescue, but the Mel-Lead's like, yeah, no, main character, you're going to have to let Monkey hit you a few times. And the main character's like, fine. But it was only supposed to be one time. But the dude tries to push it more with his gang, and the main character's like, yeah, no, and beats them. Full on beats them. Like, the main character ain't messing around. And the top delinquent's like, yeah, you might be a nerd, but you are some kind of nerd. I'm gonna not mess with you. We're gonna stay in our lanes.